The Silence of the Appalachians, the Roanoke Four Disappearance, favorite scary true stories through the years. In November 2022, 4 young and experienced college students vanished while hiking a remote section of the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina. They were not novices. The group was led by Ben Carter, an Eagle Scout, along with his girlfriend, Emily Vance, a marathon runner, and the other couple, Noah Reed and Jessica Chen, both members of their university's mountaineering club. They were well-equipped, had registered their route with the Park Service, and were scheduled to return in 5 days. They never came back. When they failed to check in, a massive search was launched. After 2 days of combing through the cold, foggy terrain, rescue teams found their campsite, and that's when things became horrific and nonsensical. The scene. Their tent was still standing, but it had been torn open from the inside. The cuts were clean and deliberate, as if someone in a state of utter panic had used a knife to slash their way out. Inside the tent, everything was nearly untouched. 4 sleeping bags, backpacks full of food, wallets, cell phones, a camera, and an expensive GPS unit were all left behind. In a world where a phone is an extension of oneself, abandoning them was unimaginable, especially in an emergency. Outside the tent, in the freezing mud, they found footprints. Some were from hiking boots, but others were barefoot. The barefoot tracks led directly into the dark woods, even though the temperature that night had dropped below freezing. It appeared the entire group had suddenly fled something terrifying from within their own tent, in such a panic that they didn't have time to put on shoes or extra jackets. The bodies. The first 2 bodies, Ben and Noah, were found nearly a mile from the campsite under a large pine tree. They were wearing only a thin layer of clothing, no jackets, no gloves. Their hands were scraped and raw, covered in bark, as if they had been desperately trying to climb the tree. The official cause of death was listed as hypothermia. But why would 2 experienced men freeze to death just a short distance from their warm tent? The third body, Emily, was found halfway between the tree and the campsite. Her position suggested she had been trying to crawl back to the tent. What could have made her change her mind and try to return to the very place they had just fled in terror? But the most horrifying discovery was the final body. Jessica Chen was found in a snow-filled ravine, far from the others. The autopsy revealed details that could not be explained by any logic. She had 3 broken ribs and a fractured skull. However, there were absolutely no external bruises or open wounds on her body. The medical examiners described it as injuries from an immense compressive force, similar to a catastrophic car accident, but without any external impact. The most gruesome detail: her tongue was missing. It had been cleanly and precisely removed from inside her throat. The final evidence. Investigators recovered the data from Emily's digital camera. Most of the photos were happy moments, the group laughing, scenic shots of the majestic mountains. But the final pictures were different. They were taken on the night they disappeared. Most were just blurry, dark messes, as if taken in a panic. But one photo, the very last one, captured something. It was unclear. Just a strange streak of orange light hanging between the trees in the darkness. It didn't look like a campfire or a flashlight. It was just a silent, watching glow. Worse, Noah's phone contained a 30-second audio recording made just before they ripped the tent open. There were no screams, only the sound of the wind whistling through the mountains, and another strange sound. It was a low, vibrating hum, almost below the threshold of human hearing. And mixed within it, audio analysts heard something that made their blood run cold. Whispers. The whispers were mimicking their own voices, repeating nonsensical phrases they had said to each other during the day, but with a distorted, mechanical, and soulless intonation. Conclusion. The official report concluded their deaths were due to an undetermined natural force. The theory of a bear or other animal attack was ruled out due to the lack of any animal tracks. An avalanche was also deemed unlikely, as the terrain wasn't right and there were no signs of one. The case of the Roanoke Four remains open. It taps into a primordial American fear that even in the 21st century, with all our technology and understanding, there are wild places right in our own backyard, places where the laws of nature no longer apply, where something ancient and dark is lurking, and where human reason can be shattered in a single night. That sometimes the greatest threat isn't what you can see, but what you can never possibly understand.